Hi there everybody and happy Friday and welcome to this week's quiz. So, you know the drill already, but just to remind you, you will need your 3 different coloured objects, preferably red, orange and green, but don't worry if you haven't, you can always just say the answer out loud. So you can choose whether you'd like to hold up your object or you can just shout it out. So, our quiz, like we usually do, there will be some multiple choice questions, and then other times there might be some slightly different questions for you to have a go at. So let's get started. So our first question is linked to some of our maths learning, and it says, which picture does not represent a quarter? Can you shout out the colour or hold up your coloured object? Which picture does not represent a quarter? And you could even see if you can explain how you know. Okay, so you should hopefully be holding up your orange object or shouted orange out, because orange does not represent a quarter. And I wonder if you had a go at explaining how you know. So I know that this one does not represent a quarter because it is not split into 4 equal parts. We know that if we are thinking about a quarter, which we can write as a fraction here, means that it is split into 4 equal parts. So it is split into 4 parts, but they're not equal. So this one does not represent a quarter. Next question is also a maths question. What is half of 14? What is half of 14? Remember, these are questions that we just need to be able to quickly recall, and that's why we practice our halves and doubles of numbers. Hopefully then you should be holding your red object or shouted out red, because half of 14 is 7. And that means that double 7 is 14. Okay, next question. Which spelling is correct? So we're trying to spell the word sure. For example, are you sure? Is it this spelling, or this spelling? Remember, these are our tricky words. It was one of our tricky words from this week. Can you remember how we spell it? Let's do a drum roll. So the correct spelling is the orange one. Hopefully you picked that one too. Okay. What is the past tense verb of fly? The bird flied into the sky. The bird flew high into the sky. Or the bird flew high into the sky. Which is the correct past tense verb? Let's do another drum roll. Ready? You should hopefully this time have chosen the green one. The bird flew high into the sky. We know that flied and flew are not real words, so give yourself a big round of applause if you got that one correct. Next question, another maths question, and this is linking to our learning from last term, so let's see what you can remember. Which array represents 2 times 4? Which array is representing 2 times 4? So this time you should be holding up your green object or shouting out green. We know that this array is representing 2 times 4. We can see our 2 groups with 4 in each. Okay, history question next. How many ships did Christopher Columbus have? And even your extra challenge could be, can you name them? How many ships did Christopher Columbus have? So this time you've hopefully said the orange one. Christopher Columbus had 3 ships, and they were called the Nina, the Santa Maria, and the Pinta. Next question. Which sentence has used commas correctly? So this time we need to read the sentences rather than hold up an object or shout out a colour. Which sentence has used the commas correctly? My favourite colours are pink, blue, purple, orange. My favourite colours are pink, blue, purple and orange. My favourite colours are pink, blue, purple and orange. Which sentence has used commas correctly? Is it 1, 2 or 3? Let's have a look together. Let's start by looking at the first sentence. My favourite colours are pink, blue, purple, orange. I can't see that they've used the word and to list the last one, so this one hasn't used them correctly. Sentence number 2. My favourite colours are pink, comma, blue, comma, purple and orange. Yep, I agree that one's used commas correctly, so let's check this last one. My favourite colours are pink, blue, purple and orange. So they have forgotten their comma here. So sentence number 2 is correct. Next question. This is linking back to term 1's geography learning. So let's see if we can get our thinking hats on to recast our memories back to term 1. Which picture is a human feature in South Gloucestershire? So I might be thinking first of all, if I can remind myself, what is a human feature? And then you need to find which one is in South Gloucestershire. A human feature in South Gloucestershire. Okay, so you should be holding up or shouting out the orange because, first of all, we know a human feature is a feature that has been built or made by humans. It didn't exist naturally, it had to be built or created by humans. And this is a picture of the Mall at Cribbs Causeway. Big Ben is also an example of a human feature, but Big Ben isn't in South Gloucestershire because Big Ben is in what city? London. And that means that the picture of the Cotswold Escarpment, which we know part of it is in South Gloucestershire, but this is a physical feature. Humans didn't make the Cotswold Escarpment. And our final question, are you ready? Which material is opaque? So think back to our science learning. What does the word opaque mean? And if you were in my class, we put some actions to these words to help us remember. Maybe you can have a go at doing your action to remind you. Which material is opaque? So the action that we put for opaque was like this, because we know that if something's opaque, it means it doesn't let any light through and you can't see through it. So you should be holding up your green object because this can is opaque, we can't see through it, it doesn't let any light through. What word would we use to describe these ones, I wonder? What colour? We can see different colours. We would describe these as translucent. They're not as clear, but they let some light through. And that means that the glass is transparent. It lets light through and we can see through it clearly. So give yourself a big round of applause for today's quiz. Well done, everybody, and have a restful weekend. And then next week, I am in school and Mrs. Brown will be in charge of your home learning. So it'll be lovely for you to see a different face. Have a good weekend.